Good evening, future law students. Now, today we have with us Harsh Narwal, the student of DSNLU, that is NLU Visakhapatnam. Now, we are going to ask him a few questions and help you figure out whether this law school is good for you or not. Hi, Harsh. Could you give us a brief introduction of your college?
Yeah, I am Harsh Narwal and I am studying in fifth year, and my university is Damodram Sanjeev National University, which is situated in Visakhapatnam. And it was established in 2008 by DSNLU Act of 2008, and this is our 13th year going on. And it was established on the name of Honorable Damodram Sanjeevya, who was the first Dalit Chief Minister of our whole country. And he was so honest that even Honorable Chief Justice N.V. Ramanna, while addressing our annual convocation function, gave one of the anecdotes that when he died, he only had one hut to himself. He was that dead honest man.
Wow. That's
So
an interesting fact.
it is very honorary thing that to have a university being named after such kind of people who are not known in a national sphere, but they have been legends in their field.
That is very true. Now, thank you for that very apt introduction. Could you tell us more about in terms of where the college is located, how far it is from the city?
Yeah, so college is basically located on the outskirts of the city, and
Mm.
it is located in a region called Sabbavaram. So
Okay.
Sabbavaram comes under the rural limit of Visakhapatnam. And
Oh,
to reach the main city from our place, it takes one road transport corporation bus, and it almost takes 1 hour to reach there. So it is a easy commute. You can easily get buses throughout the day because in every 15 minutes, because the road which is in front of our university is a state highway. So in every 15 minutes, you can easily get a route, and it is the safest mode of transport. It is the transport mode given by a state road transport corporation. So it is quite safe also. So that is how we commute in our daily lives, and it is fine. You can be there easily. And from
okay.
all the modes of transport like railway station and airport, it takes around 40 to 50 minutes to reach there.
Yes. So it is very pretty convenient, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
tell me more about the combinations available in your college in terms of BA, BCom. What are the
Yeah.
combinations for the
So
integrated
we
program?
do not have so much of diversity in that sense, but we have all the levels of hierarchy covered. For example, we have only BA LLB honors, then we have LLM. We have LLM in three programs. First is constitutional law, second is our criminal law, and third is our corporate law. Then we have PhD being given, then we have LLD also. So in terms of hierarchy, we have all the courses, but in the sense of giving these courses in undergraduate level, we have only BA LLB honors. We don't have BBA, we don't have BSc and all those things.
Okay. And what about the dress code? So inside right now, we understand that it's COVID, and I'm sure it's online classes going on. So, but when you have physical classes, is there a dress code there?
So I don't think so in any of the national universities there is any dress codes, and we are not any different in that manner. And dress code thing, it only comes when there is some function, which is there is some state function, there is some college level function. Then only you have to wear your standard black and white thing. Other than that, there is no need of wearing any standardized dress code. They have never asked us, and it is very much needed also because you cannot ask them to wear those formal clothes every day because it's very difficult to wash them off also after that.
Yeah, that's true. It's very inconvenient, isn't it?
Yeah. So there is no
Okay.
dress code as per.
Okay. So one of the very important questions, like a lot of law aspirants have, is in
Yeah,
terms of attendance. So what
attendance.
is the attendance and how strict is it?
Attendance in our college is very strict. So basically, they have a rule that below 670%, you won't be able to sit in exams. And if you are at 69.9 also, you will not be allowed. So it is one of the most strictest things. So in our college, there is no case that you will be able to pay some fee, convenience fee
Mhm.
to sit an exam and you will be able to give those exams. That those kind of things are not being practiced, and somewhere it is required also, because if you will give them free hand, you will give all the students free hand. I think no one will attend classes from their will, because everyone in their mind is so smart to do it by themselves. So yeah, that is the case. If you are at 69.9 also, you will not be allowed to give exams. Even in next, you have to wait for one whole year.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting, and it's good that students should know about it, right? Before they get into the
Yeah,
college,
yeah.
they should know what it is. Now, in terms of what is the resources which are available for students, now we understand that law students have like research papers and mooting and so many things all together, right? So, what are the kind of resources available at DST?
So the thing is that in hard copies, we are not nearby to any of the national university in that sense. But I have to give you a very good news about regarding one more thing, that we have the best. And when I say the best, we are, I think, number one or number two in terms of e-resources. Last year, our university bought Oxford resources, Cambridge, and you name it, we have it. You name the resource, you name the e-resource file, we have it. So I can tell you that we have by far the best e-resource platform available in this country, because we wanted to compensate for the loss of hard copies we don't have. And our vice chancellor did this because when the honorable chief justice of Andhra Pradesh paid visit to our university, he was asked from groups of students that, sir, we are lacking in resources. So he asked our vice chancellor to do make the necessary arrangements so that they can compete in moods. And after that only, I think we were the winner of Asia Pacific round of some international mood. So those kind of things have taken place when those kind of resources were poured in. And as yeah, I can say that resources are very much important. So anyone who is willing to take admission here, they can be assured about the fact that we have the best resources in terms of e-resource. I can't say about
So
the
I
hard
should say
copy.
you are also saving paper
Yeah,
and you provide all kind of resources to students. I don't think it can get any better than that, isn't it?
yeah. The thing is that no, that even in hard copies, you have to be rigorous to find that material, that relevant material. And e-resource thing, you will be taking as per your convenience. You will be taking out printouts as per your convenience, so that will be more helpful, if not anything. And even the Honorable Narendra Chandrachud is nowadays running after this virtual thing, so he's also after technology. So let's take some inspiration from those anecdotes and those things,
That's
if
true.
not anything.
So can you so we run the Moot Masters Club and we have a lot of students from there, right? For
Yeah.
in our mooting club. And when we realize that they have Nexus and so many other, like can you just list down the resources we have so that we can give clarity to the students in terms of what is the number? Like maybe 4, 5 resources, you can
Resources.
just
You
name
want to name me the resources?
it. Databases, I mean, sorry, databases. What are the databases which are available?
Databases. So we have JSTOR, we have Hen Online, we have Cambridge, we have Oxford. Yeah, if I have to name now, there you just name them and I can tell you whether it is there or not. There will be resources which are
Okay.
not there.
Let's start with the basics.
Yeah,
SCC Online,
we have
Manupatra. These two are
we
there,
have
right?
SSC Online, we have Manupatra, we have Hen Online, we have JSTOR, we have IPR resources, we have everything. I can't just, if you want, after this, I will send you a screenshot where all the resources
Yes,
are
we can
listed.
insert it here actually. We'll
Yeah.
insert it in the video if you send the screenshot. Thank you. So, all the students who are listening to us, you can be rest assured that all your resources and all the databases will be available in this college. So, you don't
Yeah.
have to worry about that part of it. Now, let's come to a little more serious topic, which is internships and
Yeah,
placements.
yeah. Yes.
Every student, whenever, even before they join the college, that one thing everyone thinks about it is whether there will be opportunities by the college which will help us, get a job or get an internship, and what is the status in your college?
So about internships, there are two, three factors which I always tell students to consider. Till date, I have been a person who has only interned in litigation hierarchy. And when they ask me how to get these internships in tier one, tier two, so I tell them very clearly that all the help you need from university, for example, recommendation letter, you need a sufficient amount of breaks, you will get that. But there is no such thing in our university that we will give you a internship in AZP from college side. You even like for example, there is a tier one firm, they ask for recommendation letter. Our university will be more than happy to write one so. but they will not be the one who will be giving you a pre-allotted internships. For example, you want to do corporate, you get this. You want to do this, you go there. They will not be of that nature. So what our students are doing, because we are still under formation phase, our university, because we are new, we are not that old. Our alumni base is growing up, so we are taking help from people. We are trying to do it ladder wise. First we are doing in tier 3, then we are approaching towards tier 2, then tier 1. So that's how we are growing. So as we are not privileged as tier 1 students, because there's a difference of rank, they worked hard somewhere, so they are getting that fruit. But with time, after 10 or 20 years, I can assure that things will be changing, because what we had in our first year, those kind of challenges will not be faced by our first years. But they
That's
are the kind of situations they are facing, their first years will not be facing it. So things will change with time. And other than that, you can get internship. That's not a big problem. There are people who have got pre-placement offers by doing internships also in our university. So that is not a problem. The college is totally at your disposal while giving you recommendation letters and everything. But they will not give you pre-allotted internships. That is for sure.
okay.
And you can
Now,
get it. It's not that difficult.
yes. So, since we are talking about internships, I think we have to touch on the topic of what is the mooting culture of your college
Yeah.
and what are the other co-curricular activities which are there.
Yeah. So regarding the mooting culture, we have a separate what we call it, separate community for that, separate group that is called Mooting and Advocacy Society. We have different society for that. We have different societies for other things also. For example, cultural programs, our debating committee. We have our sports committee. We have all the committees which touches upon every interface of a student's life. And other than that, our mooting committee is really good, because the competition law moot which takes place in DSNLU in the month of February is one of the most prestigious moots, because it only takes once a year, and we get our judges from competition commission directly, and we have their sponsorship. So that is the biggest event which takes place in our college in terms of mooting, and our students are sent to different colleges on the basis of intra moot court competition, and they are given preference on the basis of the rank which they secured in intra moot court competition. For example, a team which secured a first rank in intra moot court competition will get a moot of their own preference. So students are exploring, students are doing whatever kind of moot they want. Our college is not withholding them in any sense. And for example, that international criminal uh, law moot, our university, which our university won. So there, our students were allowed. There were students who missed their internship just to work upon moot. So we have that kind of dedicated culture also. At the end of the day, all the extracurricular and co-curricular activities somewhere depends upon the interests of student.
That's
So
true.
college is helping. College is not withholding you. They have provided you resources. Little bit things. There are things which need change, and I think with time they will change. And other than that, this after this pandemic period is over, we will be able to see that physical mooting again in our life. And somewhere this pandemic has been an obstacle which is holding you from doing moots and all those things. So culture is good. Regarding culture, and one of the best thing which has happened after our new vice chancellor joined in December in 2019, I think so, our college has is continuously winning. I don't know it's his good luck or those all those deeds which the students were doing from past 4 5 years, they are now paying off. But that thing is good. Our we are making a good mark on this mooting map in this country, and that is very good to see. I have never been a mooter, so I am not the right person to elaborate more on this topic.
Actually, whatever information you've given is more than enough for anyone who's pre-law,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Now, let's move on to a little academics, right?
yeah.
So, one of the most important questions is what is the kind of faculty you have and what is the faculty size in terms of proportion? So, the student teacher ratio, and what do you think about it in general?
The student teacher ratio has always been good on all the NLUs, because we have only a limited number of seats. So what happens in every semester is a teacher is normally given two subjects to teach, and each section contains I think 60 students. So every teacher is teaching 2 hours a day, 120
Mhm.
students, and that in that sense it is good because we are all adults. We are not 3-year-old or we are not 4-year-old who will make ruckus in class. So that is not a problem. Student teacher ratio is good because we have ample amount of time to get covered in everything in 1 hour. And other than that, teachers see the thing with teachers are that with time they will learn as the culture will grow. And other than that, because till now this NLU culture has not been able to make their mark in the terms of giving good academicians and good teachers, with time it will grow only.
That's
So
true.
teacher student thing is good. We have good teacher student ratio. And about teachers, there is one common factor in every college in this country. I think you will agree to it that in each semester, if you have 6 subjects, two teachers will be more than awesome, two teachers will be average, and
That is
two teachers
always there.
you have to float with. You
Yes.
cannot do anything with that. So it is not about in which university you are in. There are few exceptions. There are few colleges which have, I think, far better than you, but those are only one or two in number. But other than that, this teacher thing, it will work with time only when the young minds will go in academics. I think
That's
so. That
true.
will only
And what
change.
about, like, are they approachable? Are they
Yeah,
friendly?
yeah, they are very approachable. I think
Okay.
the most adorable thing about our system is that we have limited number of teachers and we have limited number of students. So you can go to them any time of the day after classes are over, and they are more than happy to help. And it is
That's
not
true.
just about those teachers who are young. It is about those teachers who have been teaching from 40 to 50 years. So let me give you an example. We have a professor. His name is Honorable Lakshmipati Raju sir. So Honorable Lakshmipati Raju sir is a sociology faculty in our university, and he is an adjunct professor. You know how many years of experience does he have? 60 to 65 years of experience.
Wow.
And he comes to university every day. He loves doing his daily course by himself. He does not take help of anyone. He pours his food by himself. He works so hard at this age. So that kind of enthusiasm shows us that what kind of thing an a student teacher relationship can do to you. Even at this stage, you have that enthusiasm to teach students. So I can tell you that this these things will inspire young minds to come in academics one day.
Now, with the changing trends and especially with pandemic, this question is very important. How is the mental well-being of the students, and what is the kind of relationship does a student and the management of the college have?
Mental well-being has been compromised up to certain levels. I can say this because that relationship when you are there in university and when you are in this e-class, that
Hmm.
totally changes. That is a 360-degree flip.
Hmm.
Sometimes our management takes some initiative after students are persuasive in nature. They try to bring in some changes, like they are ready to give some extensions in time of submission. They are ready to give extension in times of marking and evaluation. They are being little bit lenient also, but it is not the same anymore. And some of the students who are facing this wrath of this pandemic, they are facing some difficulties. And to answer this, I think I will not be the most appropriate person. I have talked to a few of my friends. They have faced mental exhaustion. They have faced other problems, and this is because of a monotonous routine which we are following every day. Other than that, there are other factors also because learning will never be the same in
That's
this sphere.
what.
And
What about a counselor on board? Like, is there a counselor who is available to students at any time, especially
yeah,
during?
that demand has been raised from past 6 7 months when a few incidents occurred. And I think our university after reopening will be taking consideration of that problem. And till now, we don't have any counselor on board. We have a doctor, but physician will not take care of your mental peace. No.
That's true.
So we need a counselor. That will be one of the strictest demand which we'll be making after this pandemic. Yeah, that is we do not have a counselor.
Okay. So, coming to our last question, and this is the most important question, is on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate your college, and will you in your own personal opinion, say that the students, anyone who's looking at the SNLU should definitely join, or do you think whatever your opinion is?
See, this answer will be very subjective in nature.
Yeah,
There
that's
is
true.
4 or 5 layers to it. For example, if you ask me academics, I will rate it 6.5 to 7 out of 10.
Hmm.
You will ask me personal growth factor. The kind
Hmm.
of challenges I have faced in my personal life, I'll rate it 8 to 9. Other than the kind of growth which I am making in my personal life, I will rate it 7 to 8. So there are different various factors. And other than that, if you will ask me, a person should join or not join. See, anyone who is giving this exam, this CLAT exam, I think he should always choose his college on the basis of ranking only. He should not he should not be in that kind of flow that place is near to my home, or this place has my friends are already there. Always choose what's best for you. I won't say that you are getting a rank of Nazar and you are choosing DSNLU. That is not good at all. And if you are getting a rank of DSNLU and choosing Sonipat or some place, that is also not good for you. So choose what's best for you. I cannot advise anything regarding that, because those ranks are not showing that what kind of college you deserve. Those ranks also shows that what kind of atmosphere you will be getting after getting in. For example, I am getting a rank 500, and if I go into some college which has students of 1200 rank or 1300 rank, I'm not saying they are any worse in the mental sphere, but somewhere you also want compatibility of your mental intelligence. I know that 1200 guy may get more successful than you in a longer run, but at that moment, for those 6 7 months, for those 5 years, I think your academic intelligence is equivalent to him. You will be able to cope up more with him. So those kind of things should be taken in consideration. And for me, if you'll ask me whether I'll choose DSNLU again, yeah, I'll choose DSNLU, because what I am today, I'm very grateful to it. So as personal experience will be there, as things will change with time, you will form your own opinion. So I cannot advise anyone that this is the most desirous decision you should make, this is the most favorable decision to you. It always depends upon the mentality, it always depends upon the aspiration of people. For example,
I'm
if
sure
some,
by now all the students have heard what you've said about different aspects of the college, so they
yeah,
can take a decision depending
yeah,
upon whatever priorities they have. Other than that, from a student's voice, we've heard what are the possible merits of the college, but I also want you to add on to a possible demerits in your
the
college.
possible
If you can,
demerits,
yes.
possible demerits are that first of all, it's too harsh in terms of atmosphere. If I have to joke a little bit. Other than possible demerits are this academic thing. We need good teachers. We need few more good teachers. Out of six, we need that ratio to come from 2 to 4.
That's true.
Other than that, we need some changes in administration also,
Hmm. That's
in
about
terms
it.
of management.
Hmm.
And if you ask me something that what kind of anything else,
So it
any,
actually depends. It's really subjective. And like,
yeah,
I just want to ensure that I'm asking you the right questions so
yeah,
that
yeah,
the
yeah.
student
You
gets.
asking me the right questions, because as per my experience, I can only tell this to you.
Okay, that's okay. I think we have gotten a fair idea of what the college is like, and whoever wants to take a decision will have enough information in terms of whether they should join the college or not. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much
I hope
for
you have
being
got an
with
honest
us.
review from it.
Sorry.
I hope you have got an honest review from me.
Yes, yes, definitely. And thank you so much for spending so much time for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
students. And I'm sure they'll be really thankful to you. And
Yes.
yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you very much.